everyone. About a little over a month ago I did a mod or an upgrade for a Game Gear for Market Classic Game Room. And I just wanted to show what my workshop looked like, and I was thinking to myself, what's the bare minimum amount of tools you would want to use if you ever want to get into, say, replacing capacitors on any of the old classic game systems. What's the very minimum you can have before you'll start really working against yourself? So I just wanted to show basically what tools I use to replace all the capacitors on the Game Gear, put in the new backlighting and AV mod board. Just wanted to show basically just the tools I used. It's not an incredibly large amount of tools, but just to give you an overview of what you probably would want to have to do that. So starting on the left here, you have, that's a variable temperature soldering iron. That is a solder remover. That's solder wick. It's also a solder remover. Some tweezers. That little weird orange thing, that is what you use. It just blows air just to clean off dust. That's an extra pair of helping hands with a magnifier, because you only have 2 hands and sometimes you need 3 or 4. If you're older, you're going to need a magnifier with light. These are the best because both your hands are free, and it's got great magnification. I highly recommend it. If you ever do any kind of close-in electronics work, get one. They don't cost that much. Don't need to spend a lot. They work great. Then moving on, you have wire cutters, needle pliers, wire strippers, screwdriver, anti-tamper bits. On a lot of old systems they actually had anti-tamper bits installed, so you need something like this to open up a Game Gear. Some of the old Nintendos had that too. Camera. This is just an illustrative camera because I'm using the camera to take this video. So I like taking pictures as I'm going along. Not really needed, but very handy. Multimeter. Very important. Pen. Paper. And I keep a PC on my workbench. And the reason I do that is you need to look something up. It's the best thing. Trying to do it on the phone will drive you insane. If you have an older PC, just throw it in the basement or your workshop and use that for your reference. In the back there's a power supply. It's a nice thing to have, but only if you're really tinkering electronics. And the last thing is that old coffee can there, and that's for when you're doing solder removal. You press the bulb here, suck the solder out. When you press it out, spits solder out, molten solder out. These steel cans are great because you could take the heat and not get damaged. And if you want to be extra careful, I highly recommend getting this is the anti-ESD, anti-static mat. So whenever you're working on a project, you don't have to worry about blowing up the parts because of electrostatic discharge. If you're really paranoid, you can wear a wrist strap too, but since these are finished electronics, it's not really that big of a deal. I do have this hooked into my house's ground, earth ground. So it is properly grounded. So I just wanted to show basically the basic tools of the trade if you ever want to get into mod work or repairing electronics. So thanks for watching.